think that using Incognito actually makes you anonymous and private to the world? Are you one of those people who refreshes their computer just to make it work faster? Or you're one of those people who hits the remote so that the batteries keep working? Well, what if I told you that what you know is not actually what you should know? My name is Anthony Unamo, and today we're going to talk about Kenyan myths and misconceptions about tech. Let's go. If you're like me, whenever your remote stops working, lazima tu ikumbushe that it needs to be working. So what do? You hit it around, just to give it that power boost, and miraculously, this always works. Well, there's a lot of people who keep saying that this theory is false. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's kind of true. Here's what I mean. The battery contacts and the contacts in the remote corrode very slightly due to the electricity flowing through the connection. Whenever you move the batteries, you can just roll them in place for the same effect. You clean the contact points slightly and allow better electrical flow. The batteries are still probably close to death due to time they have been in use, but exercising those contact points gains you a little bit more battery life. So you see, moving the batteries actually does help, but it's not a final conclusion. So what you should actually do is, when you urgently need it, you can just move the batteries around, just to keep it working. But for a better conclusion, just change your batteries and everything will be good. Let's move on to point number 2. So for this myth, we're going to talk about cell reception. Now, for most of us, whenever we lose cell reception, the first thing we instinctively do is to raise our phones to the highest point to try and catch the widest or the best type of cell reception. Well, scientists say that this actually doesn't work. It is proven that cell reception is actually evenly distributed across all areas. So this means that the cell reception, as long as you're in the same place, will be the same. So what do you need to do? Just move a few steps in front, move a bit further, try and find the signal from somewhere else other than where you're actually standing. Going higher doesn't always mean that you'll get better cell reception. Now we're going to talk about closing all your apps to save battery life. Well, this one I'm a victim of completely, because whenever my phone reaches about 50% is when I realize, oh my god, I've opened too many apps and I need to close them. So I go around closing all the apps that I have already opened, and I do this super fast just to try and save battery. Well, actually, this doesn't help. Apparently, our phones work in such a way that apps that are in the background don't actually affect battery life. This was confirmed by Google and Apple. So technically, closing the apps doesn't really help. So just keep them open and keep working. What you can do though is to reduce brightness, go into power saving mode, or any other features that your phone has to try and save battery. So now we're going to talk about incognito mode, or private browsing on Safari. So if you thought that going incognito makes you private and anonymous to the world, technically it doesn't. What it does is it stops the browser from keeping track of your history. So anyone else who would use your phone or your computer wouldn't be able to know what you searched. But your ISPs, for example Safaricom, would still be able to know everything that you've been searching. So be careful on everything that you're searching on. Just imagine your spouse or your parents or that person you're afraid of is right at the back and watching everything that you're searching. Be careful. Hii maneno ya refresh. Whenever I'm in the office or I'm with someone else, they keep refreshing their laptop thinking that it makes it work smoother. Well, technically it doesn't. The refresh button is only meant to fix errors and glitches on your computer, and that's it. It basically just repaints all the icons and updates them to the most recent changes. So technically there's nothing it does. And I'm sure you'll argue that refreshing makes it work smoother, but technically it's the time taken to refresh that actually makes your laptop work better. So what you should do is just take a minute, relax from everything that you're doing, just pause, let things flow, and then continue with your work. It's much better than refreshing. nisaidie charger ya Android. That sounds right, but it's very wrong and you're probably embarrassing yourself out there. Android is an open source operating system used on phones, tablets, and laptops. So basically what you're asking for is a charger for an operating system, which there's not. What you should be asking for is a charger for a specific smartphone. Let me give you an example. If you were to ask for an Android charger, let's go with the flow, right? You ask for an Android charger and then you have maybe a Samsung S7. Samsung S7's used a micro USB, and the person you're asking it from has a Samsung S10, and this phone uses a USB-C charger. So I've got the chargers here actually with me. So if you see, this is a USB-C charger, right? This is a micro USB charger. So if they were to give you this Android charger, you wouldn't be able to charge your smartphone. So you should be specific with the charger you ask for. If it's for a micro USB, you ask for this one. If it's for a USB-C, you ask for this one. And if you're an Apple fan, you use the lightning cable. But we'll talk about these in a different video, but ask for a specific cable. Unaweza nisambazia MBs? Whenever I hear that question, it tickles my fancy a little bit because in my mind, MBs are megabytes, right? So how would I be able to send MBs to you? Well, unfortunately, in this day and time, it has become a Kenyan custom for us to keep repeating the fact that I'm sending you MBs. Well, you should actually be asking for mobile data bundles or just data bundles in short. So next time you're going to ask for bundles, just ask for bundles. Don't ask for MBs. Otherwise, someone will look at you and be like, where are you from? You know? Just be careful. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope everyone has understood everything we've talked about. Feel free to comment down in the section below and tell us what you think and any other myths that you know. This has been Anthony from Gadgets Africa, signing off.